Let's see what it takes and what it's like being an AFL umpire with Chelsea Roffey. If you enjoyed the video, guys, hit the like button and the subscribe button. Let's go.
Stringer going to get clear. Strikes one, strikes two. 48 metres from home, kicks for goal. What a start by the Doggies in the second.
The Doggies.
I love a lot of things about being an AFL umpire. The camaraderie and the friendships you can develop with the umpires around you are great. You learn to work in a team environment.
That's very similar with my football, soccer. That is one of the good things about refereeing in a group. At the lower levels, you normally start on your own as a referee. There's no other referees with you. You're on your own. But as you work your way up, you then have your linesman, sometimes then a fourth official. And when you're a linesman or you're the middle guy, that is one of the best bits. It's meeting up with these guys you don't necessarily see all the time, working as a team, especially there's a few characters that I love refereeing with because you just click. You have the similar sense of humour. You have the same thinking about the players and the laws of the game and the similar why can't I even think of the word? Tolerance. A similar tolerance for what a foul is and things as well. So yeah, that is one of the enjoyable bits.
But I think probably the most exciting and thrilling aspect is having the best seat in the house.
We keep it hot like gunfire. For every player there's a...
To be fair, she's a goal umpire, which is basically, for anyone that's not Aussie and doesn't know, a goal umpire literally stands behind the goal and is able to see if it goes in the goal or if it goes for a behind. So yeah, she has got quite a good view.
Chelsea Roffey is the most high-profile goal umpire in the AFL. She excels in a physically demanding and mentally taxing role in which the consequences of a slip-up can be huge.
See, you say physically demanding, mentally maybe, because you've got to always stay concentrated. Physically? Really? You're not doing a lot of running. Maybe tiny short sprints for about 10 yards, but I'm not sure if physical fitness is really that essential. But as always, I am open-minded. So if you disagree and you want to tell me a goal umpire needs to be physically fit, then please tell me.
But behind the cool and collected professional, there is a passionate footy chick. As a kid, Chelsea loved footy so much that umpiring simply became a great way to get more involved in the game.
I first umpired as a volunteer in high school. So the guys team at school, they needed someone just to wave the flags. And I was pretty fanatical about footy at that stage and thought, well, first of all, I get to be around the game, but second of all, I get to get out of class, which sounds pretty good.
That seems more similar with rugby. A lot of rugby referees, from what I've been told, and from my other rugby chats, if you haven't seen them, go check them out. I did a conversation with a rugby referee called Gareth, and one of the main things he said is the reason why he started because his team needed a referee. They don't get paid at the low levels. Unlike football referees, soccer referees, we get paid to referee. In rugby, until you reach a higher level, you don't get paid. So you really do it for the love of the sport. Chelsea here is telling us they needed someone. She loved the game. That's how she's got involved. And so very similar, I think, very similar to what happens quite often in rugby, by the sounds of it.
So I put my hand up and thought, I'd have a crack, and just found that there was a bit more to it than meets the eye. So I think probably a lot of people would look at something like goal umpiring and think, well, surely there can't be that much to it. But
well, that sounds bad because I pretty much said that, sort of. I said that on the physical side. But it doesn't seem like there is a lot to goal umpiring. Bearing in mind, I've been having chats in my Discord server with Aussies, and I've said about how why does a goal umpire is not able to give the decision if it touches a person before it goes over the line, for example. Well, surely that's a simple thing that that person could do. They don't have many other jobs, really. It's the sort of thing a linesman in football does that we do. I don't think they've got that much to do. But once again, correct me if I'm wrong.
Once you actually have a go, it's about reading the play and concentrating and keeping your eye on the ball and multitasking and all of those things. And believe it or not, fitness is another thing. We get tested on our fitness. We do time trials and a lot of speed and agility work as well as endurance. So we do a lot of running during our sessions, which quite often people are surprised at. But I think, it's fantastic to be fit. And I think it does help with concentration. You need to be just as focused in the last 30 seconds of a match as you do at the opening bounce. So fitness is a big part of it for us.
So I understand fitness for a referee, for an umpire. There's a saying in football when we start refereeing, it's be fit to referee, don't referee to be fit. So basically, you should be in a good physical condition to referee. Don't use it as an example. Don't use it just to get fit. So being physically fit, it does help you mentally. If you're lasting a whole, soccer 90 minutes, AFL 4 quarters of 20, normally longer than that, obviously. You need to be physically fit, and that helps you with the mental side. You're not thinking, I'm out of breath, because you're not out of breath. You can then mentally, you're thinking about the game rather than being out of breath.
Keep it hot like gunfire. For every player, there's an umpire.
In 2014, Chelsea celebrated her 10th year in the AFL. But
good
even
on her.
now, she still vividly remembers her first match.
I think one of the things I really remember about being listed as an AFL umpire was the media scrutiny right from the beginning. And I can remember even months before stepping onto a footy field for my first AFL match, having to do radio interviews. I did might have done a bit of TV, newspapers. There was such an interest in the fact that I was a female. By the time my match rolled around, which was a couple of months later, I just felt so much pressure to just get out and do the job and not make any mistakes.
How crazy is it in this day and age that there's so much debate and conversation just about women being referees and umpires? It's madness. We've had a lady refereeing on the line as a linesman in the Premier League in football. Oh my God, the drama that caused. There was 2 presenters that got sacked because of their stupid ignorance. We've only, a couple of months ago, we had the first female to referee in the Football League in the middle. How has it taken so long? Why do people think that they can't do a good enough job? It's madness. How is there this controversy and debate? Do people really think that she can see less? She can't make decisions and whatnot less than a man? Mind blowing. But fair play. She's been going 10 years now, probably longer after this video. Fair play to her. But you need more women. Not necessarily, as long as they're good enough. That's the thing. As long as they're good enough, they should be able to do the job.
I just knew that eyes were on me, and I think that's probably been one of the main differences being female as opposed to one of the guys. You sort of get out there, and if you are a bit recognisable.
Trailblazer, for her gender, and that's fantastic. But she gets her position with us because she's an excellent goal umpire.
That's the point. That's the point I just made. You shouldn't get a job because of your gender. You get your job because you are capable of doing the job in the first place. We're 2021, guys.
But all those other things are, she's a role model to a lot of people, and I think she realises that. But the way I look at her is that she's just one of our very just good goal umpires.
Another umpire.
So good, in fact, that in 2012, Chelsea became the first ever female to officiate an AFL Grand Final.
How about that for us now?
Doing the Grand Final was a surreal experience. I'd been to quite a few Grand Finals as a spectator, and just soaking up the atmosphere as a footy fan is just so exciting just to be there at all, to be in the centre of
To
the
be
ground,
behind that
to be
post.
making decisions, and when you give that goal signal and 100,000 people are screaming, it's just so exciting. And I sort of look back so fondly at that now. It's just such a wonderful thing to be a part of, and I'll always cherish that moment.
Chelsea might not be as tall as the players she shares the ground with, but she is just as strong.
I started out because I love footy and I wanted to be around footy, and the fact that I was female never really became important to me until other people started pointing it out. And I think that would be my advice to anyone. If you want to do it, just do it. Don't let anything stop you.
Ignore the idiots. Yeah, ignore the idiots. That's the main thing. And like I said, this shouldn't even be a debate. It shouldn't even have to be a conversation. If you're good enough to do the job, you should get the job. But hopefully, people like Chelsea Roffey are empowering women, giving them the sense that they can do these things if they enjoy it and are good enough. And that's the same with all women in different sports, other referees, umpires in other sports. If you're good enough, there shouldn't be nothing that holds you back. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, and I will catch you next time.